Mass migrations like the ones we're seeing now require that politicians do something that's very difficult to do, mixing compassion with pragmatism at the same time, juggling humanitarian concerns, especially for genuine asylum seekers, along with the manageability of migration. Because even Germany now is recognising that if it's going to take in 800,000 as it expects to this year, and one government agency there put it at 1.5 million this year, it's going to strain social services to a degree that are unprecedented. Munich alone has taken in tens of thousands of people in the last month.
There's been talk, has there not, during the week, that Angela Merkel made a mistake by putting a massive great advert out saying, we'll take 800,000. And suddenly that precipitates a huge groundswell, literally, of migrants coming from North Africa and the Middle East, who wouldn't necessarily have come, who are risking their lives to do so on this sort of promise, which has now been withdrawn by the looks of things, that there is a safe home in Germany. Do you think she made a mistake?
Well, it's possible to...
I mean, she's done with the best of reasons.
I think with the intentions were good. I think that's the difficulty of compassion and pragmatism working together in politics. It's a very difficult thing. If someone says they have an easy answer to this question, they're either disingenuous or they're dim-witted. There isn't an easy answer to this problem. And what Germany now has done, of course, in the last week is reinstituted its border with Austria, which has effectively compromised the Schengen Agreement. Schengen, by the way, allows for temporary changes to it for 2 weeks to 2 months. But that Germany should do this. The great champion of Europe is sending out a message that maybe the European experiment's not dead, but perhaps open borders are dead in the way that we've known them.
But it's a completely opposite position that has evolved compared to the one you're presenting. You're saying that that it should be a human right to be able to move around.
No, I'm saying it will be perceived as a human right. I'm not saying it necessarily should be.
All right, but it will be perceived as a human right. And yet here we are with a little bit of pressure on the system, and Schengen actually is being withdrawn, so the opposite is happening.
Yeah, in a sense that's true. And that's the great dilemma of this whole migration, mass migration, not just migration. And we have to separate immigration debates from this, which is a mass migration of unprecedented scale since the Second World War. And one of the reasons why countries do close in a sort of ad hoc fashion their borders is because there is no policy that allows Europe as a whole to close its shared borders. And that raises the question of whether we want ever closer union in a political sense, which is what we would need to close off European borders.